Hi, I'm Gabby, and I'm going to be talking you through yoga with the DCPC staff. If you need help with balance, use a chair or a wall. Let's go. First is the bear pose. In the bear pose, you're going to hold your shoulders back and stand as tall as you can, feet flat on the ground. Next, we're going to do the sheep pose, which is a forward bend. You can also use a chair if you can't balance or reach your toes. You're going to reach all the way down and flatten your back and try as hard as you can to touch your toes. Next is the sea lion pose. So what you do is you're going to bend your legs and reach all the way down to the ground. If you think you can balance, you can also turn from side to side with your back. We like to switch from sea lion to sheep to really stretch our legs. Next is the puma pose, also known as a crescent lunge. This pose, you're going to stand up from the last pose and reach out with your front foot. Lean forward with your hands and go deep into a lunge. You can stretch your back for a more deep stretch. Next is the zebra pose, also known as the windmill. What you're going to do is lean all the way down to touch your toes with one hand. You can do both sides, so your left and then your right. Next is the peacock pose, also known as the triangle. This pose, you're going to do the same lean, except you're going to lean with just your hands. So you're really stretching your side and your back. Next is the deer pose. This is also known as a side lunge or side angle. You're going to step out with your foot and lean forward and reach your hands as far as you can to the other side. You can do this on both sides like you see we're doing in the video. Next is the flamingo pose. This is one of my favorite poses. What you're going to do is stand up straight and then put your hands up in the air and try to balance yourself on one foot, just like a flamingo. You can do this with both feet to see which foot has more balance. Next is the downward facing dog. This one, it might be really helpful to use a chair, but you do not have to. We did not use a chair. What you're going to do is stretch your arms up in the air and then bring them all the way down to the ground. Some people like to step out with their hands and some people like to step out with your feet, but that's completely up to you. Next is the kangaroo pose. This pose is really cool. So what you're going to do is turn to your side and reach forward with your hands and lean back onto your ankles. Almost like you're sitting in a very, very wobbly chair. Next is the jaguar, or the warrior 3 pose. From the kangaroo, you're going to lean your foot back and try to balance yourself on one foot. To help, you can use a chair or reach your arms out to the side. You're going to try to do this on both sides. Like the flamingo, you can see which side has more balance. Next is the eagle pose. What you're going to do is put one foot in front of the other and try to balance yourself on one foot. You can hold your hands out in different ways to keep yourself balanced, or even use a chair. Next is the fox pose. In this pose, you're going to lean down like one big squat and pretend to sleep, just like the fox is doing in the picture. You can also use a chair or a wall to help you balance. Next is the giraffe pose. You're going to reach your hands way, way up high and try to touch the sky, just like a giraffe. You can lean from side to side like you're picking up leaves. Next is the turtle pose, or child's pose. You're going to squat all the way down and reach your hands across your knees. This pose can be also done with a chair if you don't feel like squatting or you can't squat. Next is the cat pose. You're going to lean up a little bit, almost sit like you're sitting like a cat, like you're sitting in a chair. Next is the wolf pose. You're going to lean your neck and your head back and pretend to howl at the moon just like a wolf. This should stretch your back and your legs. Next is the camel pose. You're going to stretch your back to create almost like a hump on your back, just like a camel. Next is the lion pose. You're going to bring your foot forward and stretch your arms up. Try to stand really tall and then squat your legs down. Next is the crane pose. This pose is super fun. Try to lean forward and balance as long as you can. Thanks for watching.